Hi, friends. I'm gonna wait for some more people to join. How's everybody doing? I put eyeliner for an Instagram live. That's how you know quarantine's got us all a little. I was like, something big is happening. Well, something big is happening today. But eyeliner? I had to do it. Let's wait for some more people to come on. Because there is a reason for the live. I don't know what my hair is doing, but I woke up with it like this and I left it because... Oh, thanks, guys. All right, so now we got like a lot of people on, which is exciting. Basically, what's happening is... Okay, so I know this looks familiar. It looks like my other book, I Got This, that came out in 2017. That's because it is. But there's new stories in this one. So basically what had happened was after all the time off of Rio, and wow, the New Jersey and me really just came out. I said all. Okay, anyways. After all the time off of Rio, just so much happened between going on tour with Dancing with the Stars and writing a book and just the comeback and how I picked where I trained today. All of it is in here. We updated it so that way you could read the story about what happened before Rio, and now you can read about what's happened since then, which is actually, there's a lot in here. There's like another like half of the original book of just updates and what I'm doing now, why I'm doing it. So hi Liv, miss you. So yeah, basically that's what this is. It's called the Expanded Edition. I have the link in my bio if you want to go check it out. I'm actually going to do a little preview of it on this live, just that way you could see what's in here, because there's a lot of really cute stuff in here. I'm proud of it, and I hope, especially with everybody being in quarantine, what better to do than to read a book, you know? So yeah, I know that this came out for a lot of tweens and teens in 2017, and now that it's coming out with, I guess, an updated version in 2020, it's almost like it's grown with you a little bit, which is really exciting for me. But yeah, also for those of you wondering, my shirt says, I'm pretty cool, but I cry a lot. So, but yeah, this is the updated version, so we're going to go through it a little bit. How's everybody doing, by the way? Are we doing okay? We're like, everybody's hanging in there and whatnot. We're staying indoors and washing our hands, I hope. Let's see what we got here. And also, by the end of this live, I'll be able to like ask, or you guys can ask in some questions, and I'll be able to answer as many as I can. So yeah. All right, let's go through this. So for starters, we have new pictures in here, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'll show you. A lot of them are just like baby photos, but that's me. That's my siblings and me when I was a baby. That's my mom, and then that's me on her back. And then that's me when I was just the smallest little nugget. Right out of the womb. Into a backpack. So we got a lot of new photos and whatnot. We have a lot of new moments, a lot of new memories. There's some photos in here that I even forgot existed. There's a lot of Rio sneak peeks that you can go and check out too, which were a lot of fun for me. Let's see. I'm gonna go through and like read a couple parts of it because I think that could be a lot of fun. But also the chapter titles I think are fun too. Just saying. Someone said, how do I get the book? There's a link in my bio that you can go ahead and order it. And yeah, it's out there. Go ahead and check it out because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's do this one because I think what's important about this book too is that I had written the first one. I was still 16, but it came out in 2017. And it was just basically like, again, a preview of what happened and my journey to the Olympics, because you guys got to see the Olympics, but the actual journey there, all the injuries, all the little things, which were actually big things, they're written out in detail for all of you to go ahead and understand. But the updated version, which now has a lot more chapters, it's where I'm at right now. And a lot of it, there's some things that, like, I'm even more comfortable talking about now than maybe I wasn't before, in the best way possible. Most of that is mental health related, but yeah, someone said, how old am I now? I'm 19, but I'll be 20 in June. So, all right, let's see. Let's do this one. Okay, I have... Long before 2016, I worked with a sports psychologist because I would get so nervous before competitions that sometimes I just couldn't think straight. I found the experience with him so helpful that I sought the same kind of guidance before stepping back into gymnastics again in 2018. This time I worked with a therapist whom I called my brain buddy because that's exactly what she was to me. She explained the way my brain worked so I could learn how to talk to myself more effectively when I needed to. What I had experienced in those moments of anticipation is something called flooding. So before I go on, how many parts, or how many times have you guys gone to do something and you get so nervous that you feel like you can't think straight? Also, I had someone commented, I don't understand, this book has the same things plus new things or has only new things. So it has the same, like, it has all the old stories as the original I got this, and we've added, like, another half of the book, or another chunk that's updated. So the first, I guess, I'm not exactly sure where it ends, but at some point the original I got this stops and the new chapters begin, and you'll be able to read all the updated parts from there. It all works, it all flows. But yeah, so I was gonna say, yeah, there's a lot of times which I'm sure all of you understand, when you're competing you get so nervous it feels like you can't think straight. That would happen to me a lot, and that happened to me when I was taking my driver's test. I just forgot all the answers, and I actually failed the first time, which was terrifying. And then that made it even more anxiety-inducing when I went to go take it the second time, because I was like, oh god, what if I, like, fail again? Which, you know what? I'm gonna say right now, I failed again simply because of anxiety. I knew the book like the back of my hand, but I just literally couldn't remember the answers. And then the third time I went in, and I cried beforehand, which helped because then I could think straight, and then I passed. But anyways, she explained the way my brain worked so I could learn how to talk to myself more effectively when I needed to. What I had experienced in those moments of anticipation is something called flooding. It's when you're so nervous that your brain is sending you thousands of messages to help you out, but too many are entering your mind space at once, so you literally shut down. You can't think. I'm sure you've had this feeling before taking a test. You don't know why, but suddenly you've forgotten all the information you studied and you can't answer a single question. I saw this cartoon once featuring a person handing a therapist a ball of yarn and asking for help to untangle it. That's exactly what working with a brain buddy / therapist is like. You get to calmly and methodically unravel the things that can potentially get you jumbled up before they can happen. This kind of self-care can make all the difference in the world. What I know to be true is that the brain is an amazing organ. It is constantly producing new neurons, providing useful pathways or workarounds to help you get past different life challenges. When you take the time to explore that ability, amazing results follow. So basically, that's me just, I guess, dipping my toe in the water about, you know, I had seen sports psychologists in the past, and it was specifically for gymnastics, but at some point I just started seeing a regular therapist, and I think that was really helpful, especially dealing with depression and anxiety and all this stuff that can be really scary to talk about. Going to therapy has really, like, it's soothed a lot of it. It's not like it's going to completely wipe away, but I have the tools to help it, if that makes sense. So I talk about that in the book. I talk about, let's see what else. What else do I talk about? I talk a little more about Dancing with the Stars, because really, I think I just barely dove in to my Dancing with the Stars experience, like, towards the end of the book when it first came out in 2017. Oh my god, Chelsea, apparently he's, like, dating somebody and she's really cool, so sorry, buddy. But yeah, so we talk about that. Like, one of the beginning ones literally just says, can you believe how long it's been since Rio? Which is accurate. Let's see what else. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead to ask away. I talk about Stuck in the Middle here. I talk about American Ninja Warrior Jr. I talk about Middle School Moguls, which is a animation TV show I got to sneak in for Nickelodeon. I played a character named Val, which is very, like, of course they would give me a character named Val. But yeah, so that's basically this book. I don't want to give away too much. Also, another one that could be fun is, like, there's a chapter that literally just says read on for all my pump up playlists, favorite movies, tour bus essentials, and more. So you get a little sneak peek inside my brain by getting the updated version. Somebody asked, I want to buy your book. It's on Amazon because I'm from Spain. I believe it's on Amazon. The link in my bio has different places that you could buy from. So, yeah. So that's this book. I'm just going to hold it up. It's floppy too. AKA it's not hardcover. It's it's paperback. It's floppy. But yeah. So that's the book. That's why I wanted to do. Oh, somebody asked, do I talk about picking my new coaches? I do, actually. I go ahead and dive into that a little bit because that's a really hard decision. I trained in New Jersey for a while and then took a 2-year break, and then coming back, it's really important to find a gym that makes me feel confident and comfortable, and I talk about kind of that process and how I chose Gym Max. So yeah. Yeah, Josh, I got Animal Crossing. Hell yeah, I do. I have to. I mean, I'm at the part where you got like 3 houses and you got to make all the items. It's a pain in the butt, really. So, yeah. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, we got like a little Q&A at the end. It's called Lightning Round, which could be fun. So we have... I'll only answer one because I don't want to spoil the whole thing. But... let's do this one. One of the questions is, what were your favorite behind-the-scene moments at the Dancing with the Stars? And I answered, there were a lot of fantastic behind-the-scenes moments at dancing, but one of my favorites was the dress rehearsals, because before each show, we did a full run-through to make sure everything went well, and if you were going to fall or have a blooper, that was the time to do it. And many face plants and giggles happened during those run-throughs, as I'm sure a lot of you can imagine. We have that. Let's see what else we have in here. There's a lot of stuff. I mean... But if you want the rest of it, you're gonna have to get the book. It's worth it, I hope. And if you get it, go ahead, take pictures, tag me in them. I'd love to repost them and sneak in a like here and there. So yeah. All right. Question time. Ask away. Ask me anything. It could be about the book. It could be about me. It could be about food and movies and things. So yeah. Alright, let's see. We got some questions down here. Yes, the book is available on Amazon. We have this question. I don't know. Can you guys see this if I put a question down here? Or am I the only one who's able to see it? I can't tell. Oh, thanks for all the hair compliments, you guys. Wait, can you see the question? I can't tell if the questions are delayed. Okay, wait, you can see it? You can see it. Hey-oh! Yes, it's on Amazon. Okay, so we have that. Let's see what else. I'm glad y'all can see it. Do. Here we go. Let's do this one. Why did I decide to add to it? I think the biggest reason why I decided to add to it was because a lot of my experience before 2016 was written when I was a teenager, and that mindset is completely different than how I'm feeling right now about it. And I think there's a lot that's happened within the last couple years that I just would love to indulge all of you on. And I hope that that you have fun reading it. So yeah, let's see what else. All right, somebody said, how old am I? I'm 19, but I'll be 20 in June. Somebody said, do I have any tattoos? Yes, I have an olive branch on my rib, actually. Let's see. I got a lot of funny... Let's do this one, because that's fun. We could do some Olympic questions. What was my favorite moment of the Olympics? So naturally, I would want to tell you when the Final Five won gold, because that feels natural. So let's put that in like beam finals as a foundation, and then I'm gonna go ahead and talk about other things. I think was a lot of fun for all of us was meeting new athletes in the cafeteria, and also we would do like pin trading. So we would hook pins on our credentials, and if we found people from other country who had pins that we wanted, we would take them off and ask to trade. And the goal between all of us was to see who could get the most pins. Somebody said, why am I so small? I don't know, man. Ask my parents. Let's see what else. Keep asking questions. Let's do this one. Do I miss gym? Yes, I'm still in gymnastics, but quarantine has everybody home right now, which makes things kind of difficult. I'm sure all of you guys can relate to that. But right now we're all home because we have to make sure that we're flattening the curve and we can keep everybody super safe. But yeah, I really miss gym. I think the best thing that I've been doing right now is we have these like rugs that are cushioned underneath it, and I've been putting rugs on top of rugs and doing like beam routines on them. So that's been working so far. But yeah, let's see. I like this question. How has the postponement affected you mentally and physically? So, physically, it's been interesting because every athlete can agree that we all try to peak at a certain time. You know, when the Olympics is happening this summer, we have like, okay, in 3 weeks, I want my routines to be here. And then 2 weeks after that, I want to clean them up and have them consistent. And then so-and-so time from here, here's where I want to be. And we plan it out to make sure we can peak at the right time. And at Gymix, I felt like we were making a lot of progress. And I felt that our time zone was working out perfectly. And for me personally, I would be able to peak at the time that I had wanted to. So now with the postponement, it's thinking, okay, we have another year. How is that going to work? How are competitions going to work? When are they going to happen? When do I need to be ready? Especially with the fact that I've been out of gym for a little less than 3 weeks because of quarantine. So that's been fun. And then mentally, first I was really anxious about it. It made me really uncomfortable. And a lot of times, like, when we saw that there was the postponement, I had a lot of people, which they're right, but also being like, there's more time, that's gonna help you in your case. And I'm like, I haven't been in the gym the last 2 weeks because of quarantine, which at the end of the day, we have more time, which is so important. And let's just say right now that it's a foundation that the world comes first. I am in no way like shaming that. I'm just talking about my experience of like how it feels to have to wait. But I think a really tough part was that I was so excited to compete this year and just to go out there and be myself. I mean, I love this sport. That's why I came back. So to have to wait another year, it feels like a big stab in the gut. It's like getting the rug pulled out from underneath you. So I felt really anxious at first. And then I got really sad, and now I've just kind of accepted it. And I know that we're going to have to work around it, and that's okay. Let's see what else. Let's do this. Tell us something about your gymnastics journey. So, I'm like, what is something, I'm gonna take out this question, and I want you guys to know, like, what is something you want to know from me about my gymnastics career from, like, when I first started out to now. Yeah. Was it hard getting back? Yeah, it was really hard getting back. I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into, so, like, I understood it, but it was still hard. I think the more fun part was the now, which was like trying to piece routines together, even though that could be frustrating, but I had all the skills ready and prepared, so yeah. Jillian said, what career do you want? I would love to be an actress after my Olympic career, because gymnastics for me comes first, because that's kind of on a time crunch. Ooh, so you have asked, what is the meaning of my tattoo? My tattoo looks like the earring that I have here, but it's an inch long and it's black. But it is an olive branch. And basically I got it because, well, when I was a little kid, my mom told me that, you know, gymnastics was a big part of my life, but it wasn't all that I was. And she was like, you know, you're not Laurie the gymnast, you're Laurie who just so happens to be a gymnast, but I see you as much more than that. And that was really important. So I knew that after the Olympics, I didn't want to get the rings tattooed on me because it felt like I was branding, like, athlete on the front, which is so cool, by the way, but I just didn't feel that it was for me. So instead I got an olive branch, which is more of like an ode to when the Olympics first started out in Greece. I have 6 sleeves for each of my family members, including my grandma. And me and my sister got to go to Greece on vacation a few years ago, and that was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. It was just me and her, and every time I think about that trip, I get chills because we just bonded so well when we were there, and I got it, I guess, to remind me of that too. So yeah. That's what my tattoo means. Let's see what else. Would I get any more tattoos? Yeah, I would, unfortunately. Hi, Becca. The question was, what event was the hardest when I came back? And how long have I been doing gymnastics? I've been doing gymnastics for about 12 to 13 years now, and the hardest one to come back was definitely bars. Bars sucks, man. But that doesn't mean that I get to just stop working on it because it's not my favorite. It's just a really tough one when you're first coming back. The body strength that you have is just kind of non-existent if you take 2 years off. So getting that back was the hardest part. The easiest event to get back was beam. I was running full beam routines within the first couple months of coming back, so. Someone said how old I was, or how old I was. How old was I when I started gymnastics? I was 5. Just a little chicken nugget. Alyssa said, is the vault difficult for me too? I mean, yeah. I got up to fulls pretty quick. I mean, it was easy. Like, I don't know. But it's doubles that we're still working on. Let's see. I got a question. Have I ever been body shamed? And if so, how did I deal with that? Yeah. Many times. Many times, unfortunately. In social media, in person. I think that was a really tough one. I don't know. I just wasn't really expecting it. And a lot of it happened... Hi, Nora. A lot of it happened when I had just started to go through puberty, and it was, you know, I would get a lot of comments about, like, oh, you have a boxy body, you're really busty, X, Y, and Z, and I was like, oh God, I didn't even notice those things about myself until they were pointed out, which really sucked. And then went to the Olympics, and yeah, it's just, that was, I guess weight-wise, that's a whole other topic for another day. And then finished and of course hit puberty right as I finished the Olympics, and I gained a bunch of weight because, I don't know, I went from training for the Olympics 6-7 hours a day and, you know, on this Olympic training diet, if you will, to now eating whatever I wanted, and then hitting puberty, and then not working out. Of course I'm gonna gain weight, and I knew that, but a lot of people weren't okay with it, and they pointed it out to me, and that was really hard. And then especially on social media, that's been a pain in the ass too. But then I find people like you guys who are super sweet, and it makes me excited to post and do what I do, because I know that a lot of you guys will be watching, and it means a lot to you, and that means a lot to me. So yeah, that was a deep one. Someone said, I was homeschooled since the 7th grade. How was homeschooling for you? I started homeschooling in the 3rd grade. It wasn't bad. I did it all throughout high school and graduated high school completely. I graduated in 2018. And it was tough, I think, juggling gymnastics in school, but I knew how important education was. So, yeah. Let's see what other questions we got in here. Let's do this one. This is fun for me. Okay, I can't tell. Is this worse or better? Oh, someone said we love you exactly as you are. Thank you. That means a lot. Let's see what else. So, those of you just joining, I'm doing a live because I came out with an updated version of I Got This, which talks about life after Rio, the years after, everything that's happening now, a little bit about my comeback and why I picked where I train, and yeah. Someone said, have I ever seriously thought about quitting gymnastics? Yeah, it'd be like that. Everybody does. If they tell you that they haven't, then they're lying. I mean, genuinely, it happens where sometimes it gets so hard that you're ready to be done and get out of there. I remember having times where I was like, maybe this sport isn't for me. Maybe I wasn't built to do gymnastics. And then, like, I made an Olympic team and we did really well, which is funny to even know that I thought that in the first place. But it happens, and sometimes things get hard, and it's okay to, you know, want to abort mission and jump out. But the fact of the matter is, I chose to stay because I know that that's not in my nature. I wanted to finish what I started. So, yeah. Will I be competing at the 2021 Olympics? I'm going to be trying to. I'll be working. I'll be going. Did anyone tell you to quit gymnastics? And if they did, how did you deal with it? I didn't have anybody telling me to quit, but I did have a lot of people doubting if I could get far enough to the Olympics. That was a fun one. Aw. Steffi007 said, any words for young women on how to take care of our mental health? I think checking in with one another is really important, and making sure that you're keeping in touch with family and friends, and really just showing up is the biggest thing. I have a lot of people who know that I guess if I don't reach out that often, probably something's going down, because one of the ways that I cope, unfortunately, which I'm working on, is just completely isolating myself and not really reaching out or saying anything at all. And I remember there was one time where I just kind of dug myself a little hole, and I had a friend who reached out, and she was like, hey, I know that you like to hide when things go wrong, but no, I'm here for you, and I'm thinking about you. So I'm here, basically. And I'm getting like choked up now. Shout out Meredith Murphy. I love you, baby. You're my favorite. My heart. And then I also have friends like Lainey, who I'll be having a full like panic attack, or like I'll be crying, and she'll sit on FaceTime with me and kind of talk me out of it, which is important. So I think having an inner circle of people who value and care about your mental health is very important. That's also another reason why I have like such a big connection to the company, I don't mind. I have it in my bio. I'm an ambassador for them. I was able to create a t-shirt for them, which was based on one of my favorite quotes, which was, "You have to go through it to grow through it." And they have just been wonderful. That's been really important. And it gave me a platform to talk about my mental health and how my brain works. And I think I was looking for a reason to do that, and it came out the perfect time in my life. So definitely go and check them out, because especially during the pandemic and us having to stay home, it's important to check in with yourself and check in with your family and your friends and make sure that everybody's okay. So yeah. I got time for like one more question. And so again, for anybody who just joined in or who doesn't know why I'm doing the live, that's because, ta-da, the book I Got This that I came out with in 2017 now has updated or expanded chapters, which is exciting. It talks about life after Rio and what I'm doing right now and the works, which is fun. So go check that out. Yeah, the link is in my bio. Thanks, Lainey. Eyeliner so sharp it could cut. So yeah. I got time for like one more question. I'm gonna go through our little batch of questions in this box. Someone said, "Am I fluent in Spanish?" No, but I can speak a little bit. Someone said, "What's my go-to Wawa order?" Usually it's a hoagie. Or a panini. Let's see. Someone said, "Am I dating anybody?" Let's see. A lot of the questions are ones that I've been able to answer already, that's good. I'm glad that I got a lot of your questions. So I'll go ahead and answer some just from your live chat right here. But for my hair, some days I wake up and it looks like this, and then every other day in the year it looks like I look like a rag doll. But today it worked out really well. Lately I've been putting essential oils in my hair. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but my hair is really dry, and I did rosemary and eucalyptus, and it woke up with it very curled. But making sure that it's cut and you don't have any dead ends, that's important. So someone said, "Do I love being a tia?" Yeah, I'm about to be tia number 2. It's my sister's birthday, so I'm excited. Did I journal when I trained, and did it help me write my book? Yes and yes, actually. I have a journal sitting on that table right over there, and that book has some stuff in it, which is interesting. But that's what journals are for. So yeah. You guys are all so nice. Thanks. I hope you guys are doing okay during quarantine and everything. Someone said talk about Nia Dennis. Gladly. Love her. And like, I'll be walking around practice sometimes and then I'm like, wait. Can't do that. Who have I been most starstruck by? I met Beyonce once and wanted to cry. I also met the Obamas, and that was... It was so cool. So yeah. I know I keep saying this because I don't want to leave. But I got time for one more question, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out. But let's see. Ask me some fun stuff. I want to find a question that maybe I haven't answered yet. It's not the easiest time, there are ups and downs, but it feels like the gym tonight is getting closer by all these live streams. That's correct. What's my favorite King Princess song? 1950. Who's my favorite Disney princess? Either Mulan or Moana, although I love Frozen with all my heart. My go-to Netflix show, Supergirl. Favorite place I've ever been? Greece. It's why I got an olive branch tattooed on me. My favorite Supergirl character and why? Well, I feel like Supergirl / Kara Danvers is like your typical answer. So I'm gonna go with Alex Danvers because I relate a lot to her character and her character arc. So, let's see. Question, when will I go live again? Hopefully soon. I mean, I got the time. So, someone said if I haven't looked up the meaning of my tattoo, I think I'd like it. Oh, also, extending the olive branch. Someone told me I do that, which is nice. But I know someone else who's a lot better at being a little more forgiving than I am. Last thing that made me cry. Probably hearing the Olympics got postponed. Because even though it's like good, it's my baby. It changes a little hard for me. So much for me doing one more question. I just really like talking to you guys. This is a lot of fun for me. Mental blocks and cast handstands. Your body sometimes freezes up because it's afraid. Do your best to just physically get it moving, and after you get that first one done, you'll feel a lot better. Did I see Tiger King? So I'm currently in the process of watching Tiger King. It's a little hard for me to get into it, but seeing all the memes of Carol Baskin is really funny. Yeah. Do I watch Grey's? I got up to season 2 in Grey's. And then I got too sad, so I stopped watching it. What's my dream job if it wasn't gymnastics? Acting. Anything in entertainment. Singing, dancing, acting, all of it. Favorite coffee? A latte with almond milk. Tips for expressing dance better. I don't know. You have to feel it. I think, I had a floor routine early last year that I liked, but I didn't love, and I found music that was a little more common. And even though it's a really popular song, I loved it so much, and it makes me want to dance every time I hear it. So yeah. Thoughts on this season of Supergirl? It's very angsty. I feel stressed. But as long as the Danvers sisters are in there, I'm good. Would I want to be a guest star on This Is Us? Yeah, I want to be a guest star on a lot of shows, especially This Is Us. I mean, I would love that. Do I write original songs? I've done it. It's a little tough, but I've done it. So, what is something that I would tell my younger self? That's a good one. Let's end on this question. I'm probably going to end on this question. Something... Oh, yeah, I've seen Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl. I've seen it all. We stand crossover season. If I could tell my younger self something, what would I say? I would tell her... that... Everything you're feeling is valid. It makes sense. You're not going crazy. Yeah. I would just validate it. So. Yeah. Pretty much. I would go ahead and tell her that she's got this and that she doesn't have to keep doubting herself. And that everything that she thinks, it's logical and it makes sense. It makes sense why you would do the things that you're doing. So yeah, we're gonna end on that question. The book. I got this extended edition. I mean, that's why we started the live, you know. Oh. So yeah, it's the extended edition. You can click the link in my bio to go check it out. I talk about mental blocks. I talk about mental health. I talk about Dancing with the Stars. I talk about moving to California. I talk about being at Gym Max. I talk about a lot of things. And you'll be able to check all of it out too if you get the book. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I really hope that you enjoy the book. If you do, take a selfie, tag me in it, tweet me, do the works, because that would mean the world to me. But most of all, I hope you like it. And I hope you get something to do during quarantine. You can just read the book, you know? So... So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I love every single one of you. Stay healthy, stay kind, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!